Ladies and gentlemen, young men across the world, I want to speak to you today, not from a place of lack, but from a place of purpose. In a world that often defines worth by relationships, I want to remind you of something greater. You were not born to chase validation. You were born to carry vision. Let me share with you 7 truths, 7 pillars that will help any man live boldly, freely, and purposefully. Even without a girlfriend, you are complete, not lacking, not missing, not waiting for someone else to fill an invisible void. You are not a broken half hoping to be made whole by another person. From the very beginning, you are created with purpose, with design, with fullness in your soul. The world will try to tell you otherwise. It will try to convince you that unless you are in a relationship, unless someone else validates your worth, you are somehow falling short. But I tell you today, that is not the truth. You are not defined by who walks beside you, but by the purpose that walks within you. You are not empty. You are filled with potential, brimming with strength, crowned with dignity. The absence of a girlfriend does not mean the absence of joy or peace or fulfillment. Those things do not come from another person. They come from within. They come from knowing who you are, and even more from knowing whose you are. Too many young men walk around with their heads hung low, thinking they are somehow less because they don't have a partner to show off to the world. But that's not where your identity lies. A relationship should never be a trophy you hold to feel worthy. A relationship should never be a mask you wear to cover insecurity. The truth is, you were never created to be dependent on someone else for your sense of self. You were created to walk in strength, in confidence, in divine purpose, with or without anyone by your side. You see, a man who knows he is complete will never settle for less than what he deserves. He won't chase attention just to feel seen. He won't lose himself trying to win someone else's affection. He won't trade his dignity for temporary desire. He will walk boldly, knowing that his value is not tied to a relationship status. It is rooted in the identity placed on him from the beginning of time. Think about the oak tree. It doesn't stand tall because another tree grows beside it. It stands tall because its roots run deep. So must yours. Your strength, your stability, your sense of self must be rooted in something deeper than emotions and romance. Let your identity be rooted in discipline, in faith, in character, in purpose. Let your life be defined not by who holds your hand, but by the legacy you are building with your own 2 hands. There is power in understanding your completeness. It gives you peace in your solitude. It gives you focus in your journey. It protects you from chasing relationships that are not meant for you. Because when you know you're already whole, you stop looking for someone to fix you. You start looking for someone who complements what you've already built. And here's a deeper truth. Only a man who is whole can truly love well. Because love was never meant to be a crutch. It was meant to be a gift. And when you bring wholeness into a relationship, you build something lasting. But when you bring emptiness, you only bring dependency. That's why now, right now, is the time to develop your wholeness. Not tomorrow, not when someone comes along. Now. Use this time not to mourn what you don't have, but to celebrate what you do. Use this time to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your body, to build your vision, to refine your values. Use this time to serve others, to grow spiritually, to explore your calling. You don't need a partner to begin living. You need purpose, and you already have it. So, walk with your head high, smile without hesitation, move through life knowing you are already equipped with everything you need to thrive. Relationships may come, and when they do, they will be beautiful, but they are not your source of joy. They are not your identity. They are not your salvation. You are already complete. You are not waiting to become something. You are already something extraordinary. And the world needs the man you are. Not just the man you could be with someone else beside you. Stand firm in your worth. Walk boldly in your purpose. You are not incomplete. You are already whole. This season you're in right now, this time of singleness, this stretch of life where you walk alone, it is not a mistake. It is not an accident, and it certainly isn't a curse. It is a meaningful, sacred part of your journey. It has value, it has purpose, and it holds lessons that no other season can teach you. Too often we rush through the quiet seasons of life, thinking they are just waiting rooms for something better. We treat singleness as if it's a gap in the story, a blank page between the chapters of real meaning. But that is far from the truth. Every season has meaning, and this one is no different. In fact, this might be one of the most important seasons of your life, not because of what you lack, but because of what you're being called to build. There are things you can do now that you may not have the freedom or focus to do later. There are dreams to pursue, disciplines to form, character to develop, and foundations to lay. This is not a time to mourn what hasn't arrived yet. It's a time to prepare for what's coming. You are being refined, shaped, and strengthened, not for someone else, but for the purpose that already belongs to you. You see, when a builder lays a foundation, he doesn't rush the process. He doesn't try to skip ahead to the decorating. He takes his time because he knows that what comes next will only be as strong as what he builds now. And so it is with your life. Don't despise this season. Don't wish it away. Build in it. Grow in it. Embrace it. There are things you'll only hear in silence. There are depths you'll only reach in solitude. There is a version of you that can only be born in this space, away from distractions, away from noise, away from the pressure to please. This is where you discover who you are when no one else is watching. This is where you become the man who doesn't just survive life, but leads it. You don't have to wait for a relationship to start living fully. This season is your opportunity to discover your calling, to sharpen your talents, to deepen your faith, to build a life that you're proud of, regardless of who stands beside you. When the time comes for someone to join you on this journey, let them find you already walking with purpose. Let them see that your life didn't begin with them. It was already in motion, already rich in meaning, already moving forward. There's a strength that grows in the man who learns to be content in his current season. He doesn't chase after people to feel valuable. He doesn't compromise his peace to fill a temporary void. He understands that timing is sacred and that rushing something that's meant to grow slowly only weakens it. He knows that purpose isn't something you stumble into when love arrives. It's something you build day by day with faith and discipline. So walk in this season with confidence. Walk in it with clarity. Know that every day has purpose. Every moment matters. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right where you need to be, becoming the man you were always meant to be. This season has meaning. Embrace it. Grow in it. And let it shape you into something stronger than you ever imagined. There comes a point in every man's life when he must decide what matters most, his character or his companionship. And let me tell you this, the man who chooses character first will never regret it, because companionship without character is shallow, fleeting, and fragile. But character, true, rooted, unwavering character, will carry you through every season of life, whether you walk it alone or with someone beside you. You see, relationships can come and go. People can walk in and out of your life. But your character is what you live with every day. It's who you are when no one is watching. It's how you treat others when there's nothing to gain. It's the discipline you keep when temptation whispers. It's the honesty you uphold when lying would be easier. It's the way you carry yourself when no one is applauding. Don't sacrifice that for a fleeting connection. Don't bend your principles just to feel less alone. Don't change your standards to win affection that wasn't meant for you in the first place. It's far better to be alone with integrity than to be in a relationship built on compromise and pretense. A man who values character more than comfort will build a life that stands the test of time. There's a quiet strength in a man who chooses to grow in patience instead of pursuing attention. There's a rare dignity in a man who would rather build his future than chase temporary pleasure. That kind of man becomes a pillar in his family, a light in his community, and a compass in a world that's lost its direction. And let's be honest, character takes time. It doesn't develop overnight. It's built in the small decisions, in the unseen moments, in the quiet battles of the heart. It's forged through discipline, accountability, and humility. But once it's formed, it becomes your greatest asset. Because when storms come, and they will, it's not charm or chemistry that holds things together. It's character. So many people rush into relationships thinking that love alone will hold everything in place. But love without character becomes selfish. It becomes impatient. It becomes demanding. True love requires the weight of integrity to carry it. It needs loyalty, patience, forgiveness, and sacrifice. All things that come from a man who has first built himself from the inside out. Your future family, your future legacy, your future impact on this world. These things won't be shaped by how popular you were or how many people wanted to be close to you. They will be shaped by your values, your honesty, your faithfulness, your self-control, your courage. That's what lasts. That's what matters. So don't feel pressure to chase relationships, to feel significant. Build your character instead. Work on your discipline, your purpose, your truth. Let your actions speak louder than your image. Be the kind of man who stands for something, even if it means standing alone. Because in the end, it's not about how many people liked you. It's about whether you lived with integrity. When the right person does come into your life, let them find a man who doesn't just talk about values, but lives them. Let them meet a man who doesn't just offer affection, but offers stability. Let your character be the foundation of everything you build, because companionship will be the fruit, but character must be the root. And even if that companionship delays, your life will still be full, meaningful, and strong, because a man of character never walks in vain. Freedom is one of the most precious gifts you can have in this life. And yet so often, it is misunderstood, especially in seasons of singleness. Many look at freedom and see emptiness. They see loneliness. They see a lack of something instead of the presence of something powerful. But freedom is not a burden to carry. It is a blessing to embrace. The absence of a relationship doesn't mean the absence of purpose. It doesn't mean something is missing. It means there's space. Space to grow. Space to build, space to become the man you were born to be, without distraction, without compromise, without having to constantly adjust your pace to keep in step with someone else before your own foundation is solid. In this season of singleness, you have something priceless. Time. Time to think clearly, time to work diligently, time to pray deeply, time to dream boldly. You have the room to build without interruption, to chase goals without hesitation, to move toward purpose without divided focus. That's not a limitation, that's liberty. That's a gift many overlook until it's gone. Use this freedom wisely, not just for entertainment or comfort, but for development and discipline. Pour your energy into your vision. Refine your talent. Start the business. Write the book. Serve the community. Grow your faith, pursue knowledge, master your craft. This is the time when your life is most moldable. What you do now with your freedom will echo in every chapter that follows. When you are not tied to another person's emotional needs or daily expectations, you are given an opportunity to turn inward. Not in selfishness, but in self-refinement. You can build your character in silence, develop your values in solitude, and prepare your life for something bigger than just romantic affection. You have the chance to become a man who contributes to the world, not just one who seeks comfort from it. Too often, people view freedom as a void that must be filled. So they rush into relationships just to escape being alone. But freedom is not a void. It is a platform where your strength is tested, your identity is defined, and your path becomes clearer. If you treat it as a burden, you will miss its beauty. But if you treat it as a gift, it will multiply everything good in your life. When the day comes that you step into a relationship, you want to bring something of value into it. You want to bring a life that's already full, not one that's looking to be completed. And freedom gives you that space to become full, to become grounded, to become whole. You'll walk into love not as someone desperate to be rescued, but as someone ready to give not just affection, but stability, vision, and direction. Remember, the man who learns how to thrive in freedom is the man who will not be controlled by dependency later. He will not be shaken when others leave. He will not fall apart when life shifts. He will have already learned how to stand tall on his own 2 feet, not out of pride, but out of preparation. That is a powerful man. That is a peaceful man. So don't run from your freedom. Don't resent it. Don't waste it. Embrace it. Treasure it. Use it. Because one day when life becomes more full, more complex, more demanding, you may look back and realize this was the season that made you strong. Freedom is not a burden, it is a gift. An opportunity, a classroom, a forge. Let it shape you into the man you were meant to be. In a world that moves faster every day, where instant gratification is celebrated and patience is seen as weakness, there's a powerful truth we often forget. True love is not rushed. Real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that heals, the kind that builds, not breaks, doesn't arrive on demand. It's not found by chasing or forcing. It comes in its own time, often quietly, often when you least expect it. Often when you've stopped striving and started living with purpose, so many people become weary in the waiting. They begin to believe that love is something they must urgently find, as if they are running out of time or value. But love isn't a race. It isn't something you can manufacture just because you're tired of being alone. Love is not meant to be rushed. It's meant to be revealed. It's something that grows from a foundation of peace, not desperation. When you rush love, you compromise your standards. You silence your discernment. You make decisions based on emotion, not wisdom. And what begins in haste often ends in regret. Relationships formed in panic usually lack the depth needed to endure. But when you wait, and when you allow love to grow slowly with intention and clarity, you build something that can weather life's storms. You don't need to chase love to be worthy of it. You don't need to beg for affection or manipulate your identity to keep someone interested. The right love will recognize your worth without you having to audition for it. And it will come not because you're perfect, but because you've become the kind of person who's rooted, whole, and walking in purpose. When you live with peace in your singleness, you send a message to your future. You're not waiting to be rescued. You're preparing to rise. You're not searching for someone to complete you. You're building a life that someone will one day be honored to join. That's the kind of love that lasts. That's the kind of love that's worth the wait. There's wisdom in divine timing. Just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean it won't. The delay is not a denial. It's often a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's protecting you from the wrong people. Maybe it's giving you time to heal from past wounds. Maybe it's allowing you to focus on becoming the man you are meant to be. So when love does come, it finds you ready, not restless. And here's a beautiful truth. Love that takes time to grow also takes time to fade. What you rush in will often leave quickly. But what's built patiently on respect, trust, faith, and shared vision will stand the test of time. You don't need a whirlwind. You need a foundation. You don't need fireworks. You need a steady flame. So slow down. Trust the process. Protect your peace. Let love come to you in the right time, not just any time. Let it be something that enhances your life, not something you grasp out of fear or loneliness. And in the meantime, keep becoming, keep building, keep living. The best love stories are written in the quiet, unseen seasons of preparation. One day, when love finds you, it won't be rushed, it won't be chaotic, and it won't need convincing. It will come with peace. It will feel like purpose. And you'll know that it wasn't late. It was just right on time. So breathe easy. Keep walking in purpose. True love is never rushed. Because what's real doesn't need to be forced. It only needs to be recognized. There's a quiet strength in choosing peace over pressure. Something many overlook in the noise of this fast-paced, comparison-driven world. Too often men feel pushed to chase relationships to prove their worth through companionship or to measure their lives by someone else's timeline. But let me tell you plainly, peace is better than pressure. Peace is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's clarity. It's the presence of confidence and trust in the right timing, the right direction, and the right purpose. Pressure is loud. It demands attention. It tells you that you're behind, that you're missing something, that you're not enough unless someone else affirms you. Pressure whispers lies, that everyone else is ahead, that you need to catch up, that you're falling short because you're walking alone. But peace tells a different story. Peace says you're right where you need to be. Peace says your value doesn't come from your relationship status. It comes from your character, your calling, your creator. There's a dangerous trap in allowing pressure to guide your choices. It pushes you to settle. It leads you to say yes when your heart says no. It rushes you into commitments you're not ready for and into connections that were never meant to last. And when pressure takes the lead, peace quickly disappears. That's why so many find themselves in relationships that bring more confusion than clarity, more chaos than calm. They were never built on peace. They were built on pressure. But the man who chooses peace is a man who is steady. He isn't shaken by expectations. He isn't swayed by opinions. He isn't chasing people to feel whole. He's walking in purpose and letting the right things align in the right time. He understands that peace is not just an emotion. It's a direction. It's a compass. It's a filter for every decision he makes. If something costs you your peace, it's too expensive. No matter how attractive it looks on the surface, relationships should bring peace, not pressure. Of course, no relationship is perfect, but real love brings a sense of stability, not constant stress. It adds to your life, not drains it. And if you have to sacrifice your peace to be with someone, that's not love. That's compromise. You weren't created to live under constant tension just to meet expectations that were never meant for you. Peace doesn't mean life will always be easy. It means you will always be anchored. It means you have the inner strength to say, I'd rather wait alone in peace than walk with someone in pressure. It means you value your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being more than the fleeting applause of others. That kind of man isn't afraid to be patient because he knows what's rushed is rarely right and what's right is never rushed. So don't let pressure push you off course. Don't let the opinions of others become the script you live by. Don't let loneliness trick you into thinking any company is better than peace. Protect your peace like it's your most valuable possession, because it is. Your peace will guide you to clarity. It will guard your decisions. It will preserve your purpose. It will keep you from making choices that only bring temporary comfort but lasting regret. And when the time comes, when the right person walks into your life, there won't be tension. There won't be confusion. There will be peace. That's how you'll know it's right. Not because you feel pressured to make it work, but because it fits naturally into the life you've already built in peace. So walk steadily, live wisely, choose peace. Because peace is not just better than pressure. It's the path to a life of purpose, strength, and fulfillment. There are moments in life when silence feels heavier than words, and solitude echoes louder than any noise around you. It's in these moments that a man can begin to feel like he's walking alone in a world that keeps moving without him. And yet, no matter how empty the room may seem, no matter how quiet the nights get, the truth remains. You are never truly alone. Loneliness is a feeling, yes, but it is not a fact. It may sit beside you for a moment, but it does not define your existence. There is something greater, something unseen yet profoundly real, that walks with you even in the most private places of your soul. You may not always feel it, but it is there. You may not always recognize it, but it surrounds you. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not walking this road by yourself. There is a presence that remains when others walk away. A peace that holds you steady when everything else holds apart. A whisper in the quiet that reminds you of your value even when no one else speaks it. That presence is divine. It is constant. It is faithful. You don't need a person beside you to be whole. You don't need another hand to hold in order to feel supported. You have been held from the beginning by a strength that doesn't falter and doesn't fade. Some people think companionship is the only cure for loneliness. But that's not true. The deepest companionship comes first from within. Knowing who you are, understanding your purpose, and connecting with the one who never leaves your side. If you don't have that peace in solitude, you'll search for it in the wrong places, in the wrong people, in the wrong ways. But when you know you're never truly alone, you stop chasing empty things just to feel full. Solitude, when understood rightly, is not punishment, it's preparation. It's in the stillness where you learn to listen, where you learn to breathe, where you learn to be real. You learn to stand tall without leaning on temporary validation. You learn to hear your own voice, your own heartbeat, your own spirit rising in quiet strength. That's where true manhood begins, not in the crowd, but in the quiet. Not in popularity, but in purpose. Think of all the great men who shaped history, not just by what they did, but by how they endured. Many of them were forged in isolation. They were refined in the wilderness before they ever stood on a platform. Their character was tested in silence before their voices ever echoed in public. Because God often works in the unseen before he reveals anything in the visible. Your solitude is not a delay, it's divine design. So don't despise these quiet seasons. Don't rush to fill them with noise or people just to escape the silence. Embrace the stillness, because that's where strength is born. That's where clarity comes. That's where the foundation is laid. Not just for your future relationships, but for your future self. And even if you feel like no one sees your efforts, no one notices your struggles, no one hears your prayers, there is one who sees, one who knows, one who is closer than your breath. You're never truly walking alone, because grace walks with you. Hope walks with you. Purpose walks with you. And those things are far stronger than anything the world can offer. You are surrounded by strength, even in solitude. You are accompanied by peace, even in stillness. And you are covered by grace, even when you feel invisible. So hold your head high, stand tall, not because of who stands next to you, but because of who stands within you. Your journey is not empty. Your story is not incomplete. And your heart is not forgotten. Even when you're physically alone, you are spiritually carried, emotionally anchored, and purposefully led. You are never truly alone, and you never will be. So to every man out there, lift your head high. This journey you walk is not one of emptiness, but of preparation. Let your days be filled with purpose, your heart with peace, and your mind with strength. And when the time comes, love will not complete you. It will complement the man you've already become. Keep walking, keep building, keep becoming. You are more than enough.